Okay, guys, once again, a very warm welcome to Thursday, the 30th of May. We are joined by Oliver, who is representing our Provence Rosé by the Glass producer. And just a quick recap, this is sadly our last week of May wine month 2024. So last two sessions today and tomorrow. And Oliver, I will invite you to share screen and show us your presentation.
You're okay?
Yeah,
Is
we
it
can hear
share?
you. It's just starting to now. Perfect. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, let's crack it away.
Okay, shall we go?
Yes, ready when you are.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. So, hello everybody. I'm Olivier Dufort from Château Gairoird. I work there. I'm taking care of sales and a part of the production. So, first of all, I will make a general presentation of Provence and where the domain is. Here you have a map for the geographic location. You can see the chateau is, of course, in Provence, and you have the Provence vineyard in the red circle here, and a red point to show you where is the chateau. Just tell me if I go too fast or not. Don't hesitate. So here you have a map of Provence vineyard. Provence vineyard span 200 kilometers, crossing from the left, the west, to the right, the east. Three departments: Bouches-du-Rhône, Var, and a part of Alpes-Maritimes. Here on the map, you have the vineyard of Château d'Aix-en-Provence in blue on the left, Château Varois en Provence in green, and of course, Côte de Provence in pink, rose, or rosé, as you want. Always the red point for Château Gairoird. Château Gairoird is based in Cuers, 20 minutes east from Toulon and the sea. On this map, you can see Aix-en-Provence, Marseille, Toulon, and Nice. If it's easier for you to understand where is the chateau. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. Richard asked for to have a short presentation of the production rules. So I'm going to give you few information about the Côte de Provence PDO, protected designation of origin. It's the AOP, appellation d'origine protégée in French. This is the highest, as you know, the highest label at European level. Just to tell you, we have 8 PDOs in Provence: Bandol, Beau-de-Provence, Belley, Cassis, Château d'Aix-en-Provence, Château Varois en Provence, Palette, and of course, Côte de Provence. I think you probably already know all that. Côte de Provence PDO was recognized in 1977. So it represents 20,000 hectares with 20% organic and 30% HEV. Means height and environmental, value. The annual production is a little bit more than 900,000 hectoliters. It means about 120 million bottles every year. Let's say 90% rosé, 4-5% red, and 5% white. We have an increasement of white production every year. It's it's always small but increasing. We have 348 private wineries, it's quite a lot, and 35 cooperatives and 30 wine merchants. The average yield is 45 hectoliters per hectare. The maximum is 50 hectoliters per hectare. I think it's comfortable. Just few words about terroir. We have many terroirs at the west of the production area. We have west and north. We have limestone. For example, in Aix-en-Provence, Montagne Sainte-Victoire, you can see the picture here. It's very calcareous, as you say. And on the eastern part and close to the sea, also in the south, it's crystalline acid soil called schist, maybe. So you will understand more. Tell me if it's okay, huh? Yeah. Few words about grapes, loaded grapes in Côte de Provence production. We have the black grapes for red and rosé wine, with two kinds of grapes. The main varieties you have which are supposed to be more than 50% in your blend, and secondary varieties. The main varieties are Grenache, Cinsault, Syrah, Mourvèdre, and Tibourin. It's a Provençal cepage. And the second one is Barbaroux, Caladoc, Calitor, Cabernet Sauvignon, Carignan, and Roussely. And for the white wine, we have Clairette, Sémillon, Uni Blanc, and Vermentino, also known as Rhône. In Provence, we produce mainly dry wines. It means less than 4 grams of residual sugar per liter. About climate and characteristic Mistral wind. Here, the average temperature is between 12 and 50 degrees Celsius. And we have about 600 to 900 millimeters of rain every year. And don't be jealous, but we have a little bit less than 3,000 hours of sunshine every year. I like to insist on one thing, is the positive influence of the wind where the domain is. It's a small valley, in fact, a depression called the Permian Depression. And this wind helps to get a very healthy vineyard. I'll show you 2 maps to understand exactly what we are talking about, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this. Here's the first map. It's a view from Google Map, in fact, and you can see Toulon and hills and always the Château, the red point for the Château, and the flow of the wind. I made a kind of arrow to show you. In fact, with the Venturi effect, the difference of pressure and temperature of the air from the sea to inland, you always have wind in this valley. And the wind goes from the south to the north. And the second map shows you the relief, and so you understand maybe a little bit more. The green part is the flat, almost flat lands. So we always have wind in the area, and I would like to tell you that this year we are very, very, very happy to benefit from this constant wind, because we had a very, very rainy spring. And I have to tell you that maybe you heard of the hail and frost in the vineyard. We do not have any hail and frost, but people a little bit north of the department, some of them had this problem. And the wind, in fact, helps us to maintain a good I don't know if it's the right term, is sanitary how do you say, condition in the vineyard. I mean, healthy condition, no disease in the vineyard, because it when the wind blows, it helps to dry all the leaves and the small grapes when we have grapes. So we have no oidium into the vineyard. This wind is very, very helpful for us this year. Few words about the cepages. I think you already know most of them, but I just listed the main one, the cepages you have on the blend of the rosé. First of all, Grenache. Everybody knows Grenache. It comes from Spain. The Grenache is more and more present in the vineyard, because he's resistant to winds and drought, and it brings fatness, body, and power to our rosé wine, and it helps to have very elegant wines. In fact, we also appreciate Syrah. Of course, it produces less than Grenache, but very, very interesting according to its aromatic power. We have to take care about his color, because it gives color very, very soon. It can be very nice because you have a pink color with blue notes, blue tint, a little bit blue tint. So it can be very nice if it's not too much. After this, we have Cinsault. Cinsault used to be a table grape in Provence, because it's very, very flowerful. And now it's widely used to make rosé, because it has fresh and delicate and fruity touch of wines. After this, this was the three main cepages into the blend of Château Gairoird Rosé. But we also had Mourvèdre and Vermentino. Alors, Mourvèdre, it's you have here all the information about Mourvèdre, but I like to tell you a thing maybe you don't know, is that Mourvèdre is very helpful because of its antioxidant capabilities. Mourvèdre help us to have a rosé that lasts in the time, and it's a very, very interesting cepage in the rosé for this reason. And after this, we also had a little bit of white grapes into our rosé with Rhône or Vermentino. Vermentino, you have citrus, pear, fennel notes, bouquet, and it also gives a little bit of fatness in our, and finesse finesse, freshness in our wine. if you want later on, maybe we can talk a little bit more of about cepages if you want. Now maybe a few more information about the domain. This domain was recognized in 1764 with the building of the Bastide, the Château, in a former farm in Cuers. And it belongs to the Dédiés de Pierrefeu. They are Count of Pierrefeu since 1824. Now it's since 1998, it's Olivier Dédiés de Pierrefeu who manage the domain. Of course, he did a lot of things, but it's a modern winemaker. He 2-3 days to the construction of a new cellar in 2010. The first organic vintage in 2012. And last year, Olivier invested a lot in equipment to develop skin maceration. It means new press, tanks, cooling system, and so on. About the vineyard, we have 45 hectares, 40 producing and 5 hectares of young vines on 29 plots. It's a young vineyard, about 18 years old. It's a good thing to produce rosé. And the vineyard is on 3 towns, villages, Pierrefeu, Pugetville, and Cuers. You probably know these 3 villages when people are talking about the golden triangle of Côte de Provence. It's a triangle between Cuers, Pierrefeu, and Pugetville. The annual production, when everything is okay, it's about 2,000 hectoliters. Means 250,000-260,000 bottles a year. 90% rosé, 5 red, and 5 white. We have 6 cuvées, 1 red, 1 white. Since last 2 years, a sparkling rosé. It's a very short market, but it's interesting and funny. And 3 rosé. All these wines are produced with 8 cepages: Grenache, Cinsault, Syrah, Mourvèdre, and Rône, and also Carignan, Uni Blanc, and Thibourin. We are organic. It means that we have no chemical fertilizer, no wood killer, no pesticide used in the vineyard. And we are 5 people working on the domain. Wine culture. Olivier de Pierrefeu is very, very involved into organic culture, and he wanted to let to his children a very healthy soil and vineyard. So as I told you, there is no chemical products, fertilizer, weed killers in the vineyard, and every plot is plowed. We put natural fertilizer, compost, and manure, and everything is done to have a very organic and soft culture. One thing important is that because of mechanization, I don't know if it's right, but mechanization of the vineyard, mechanization. Why mechanization? Because it helps us a lot, because this way we can harvest by night. By machine, by night to have low temperature. Because of mechanization of the vineyard, what we call goblet goblet disappear. Now all the vineyard is pruned using cordon de Roya. Cordon de Roya, like you can see on the picture. The old goblet is going to disappear. One thing also important, we of course we have a lot of climate change, and so we had to develop watering the vineyard. So of course we do not watering it all the time, but when we need it, in fact, it's because we do not have the big rainfall of the 14th of July and the 15th of August. It's and this when it rained in the middle of July and in the middle of August, it's a very good thing. When we do not have the rain, we water the vine. As I told you, we harvest by night. We start at 2-3 a.m. and the goal is to close the last press at 10 a.m. So we have a very fresh grapes and also protected from oxidation. Let's talk about winemaking. Just to tell you, we are always looking after the color of the grapes and the color of the juice for our rosé. And as you know, the color is on the skin, not on the pulp. So I used to explain that the juice has no color, talking about maybe the most famous white wine in the world, which is mainly produced with black grapes. I think everybody guess what I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about Champagne. Champagne is mostly made with Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier, and it's a white wine made with black grapes. So on the process of winemaking, we are taking on the different things. First of all, less color extraction when we don't want it. So this way, we have two factors: temperature, because the colors growth from the skin to the juice increase with the increasement of temperature. I don't know if I'll explain it very well, but and also time of contact between the juice and skin. So we usually do a direct press of the berries to get a very clear juice. And an exception of this is the cold maceration, skin maceration, when at the very, very low temperature. So if you do a low temperature maceration, you do not extract that lot of color. The skin maceration, for example, last 5 days. So it's not very short, it's 5 days to extract more aromas, 5 days. And the juice was at 2-3 degrees Celsius. So two techniques: direct press and skin maceration. It depends. The choice is made thinking of different elements. first of all, how do you say, ripeness of the harvest, the varietals. As I told you, for example, we have to be very careful with Syrah, which gives very fast a lot of color. Château doesn't give color, so it's easier. So the skin maceration is mostly made with Grenache and Château. Also, the different quantities of cepage in the blend, and what we want to get according to aromas and the sensory profile of the wine. So just to tell you that in fact rosé wine is not easy to produce. It demands a lot of care, and for example, to prevent the grapes from the oxidation, it means protect all the primary aromas what we want to have in our glass when we smell a rosé wine. We harvest by night, and we protect the grapes from oxidation in the trailer on the plotted on the harvested plotted by diffusing carbonic dioxide gas into the trailer. So you have a kind of you see a nuage. Oh, I forgot. The grape is protected by carbonic gas from oxidation, and also we put carbonic ice to keep a very low temperature. If you want, we can say a few words about tasting of our rosé. As you know, as a picture can show, I think it's the right color for this year. It's a pale, very pale rosé, and with salmon nuances. We have the influence of direct press and this pomelo flavors, and we used to say that this rosé is between peach and pomelo flavors. The peach flavors is we can feel it directly out of the pressing the pressure system on the juice. It's all already very how do you say important for us. This is a rosé appreciated by this simplicity and his ability to adapt to any situation. Very often served by the glass, and I think it's a very good rosé for this service. As you know, we recommend to serve it chilled between 8 and 10 degrees Celsius, and in a large glass, I think 30, 35, 40 centiliters glass. But you are sommelier, so I think you know all this. I think it's enough right now. Maybe if you have any question, or I can answer your question. I don't know if that's the right time.
Yeah, that's a great timing. So thank you so much. I will open the floor if there are any questions, but I am conscious of time. So I suppose the only question really that may be on the group is perfect. Pick just one or two perfect food pairings.
Oh, food pairings. Oops. Yeah,
that's me.
I think it. Oh, yes. For food pairings, you have I'm lost. Oh,
No, we can still hear. I've ended the screen there. So
yeah. You see me? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, you can see me.
yep,
Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, food pairings. Food pairings. You have you of course you can serve this rosé with as an aperitif. So it will be very interesting to serve it with all the Mediterranean or Provençal dishes as an aperitif. Huh? But it also goes very well with fish, grilled or not, with sushis, tuna fish also. Sorry.
that's okay. No, don't worry. So basically, as an aperitif or great with fish
With,
dishes is probably a
yeah,
good
with
summary there.
salad also.
Yeah, no
Very
problem.
interesting that with salad, even salad with cheese, with goat or very young sheep cheese, very young, very fresh, in fact. Huh? It goes very well, and also with white meat or chicken. If you have salad with chicken and all this, it goes very
Perfect.
well.
Cool. Thank you so much. So food pairings, great as an aperitif, or a range of fish dishes, salads, or it can stand up to some meatier dishes as well. Perfect. Thank you so much. Are there any, just before we end up there, are there any other questions from anyone on the call? Okay. Well, in which case, I just want to say a huge thank you for your time today. Great presentation. Really great to get an insight into Provence as a region. You did it more justice than I did on Monday. But and also learn more about you guys as a producer and the wine that we serve by the glass already at Hotel de Van. As I said at the start of the call, we are coming right to the very end of the last week of May Wine Month 2024 with just one session tomorrow. So hopefully many of you can join us for tomorrow's session where we cover the Northern Rhône with Gugal. So once again, thank you so much, Oliver, for your time today. And I will end the call there. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.